Hey there, thanks for taking the time to watch this video on the difference between a paver project and a concrete patio project. I'm Mike Arnold. I'm the owner of Creekside Outdoor Living, the premium choice for your outdoor living design and build. From patios to outdoor kitchens and swimming pool design and outdoor lighting, you're talking to the right people. One of the most common things that I find myself talking about with customers is the difference between pavers and concrete, or why I believe pavers are superior. You build a house, it's a new construction, and you're thinking about adding a little bit of space to live in your backyard, and some people's first thought is concrete. One of the reasons that that's the first thing to think about is the cost, right? So I want to kind of get into a little bit why pavers are better than concrete. So first of all, I want to let you know that Creekside is very capable of producing concrete patios. In fact, 3 of our guys at the moment came from concrete companies before they made their career home at Creekside. So we won't. I don't want Creekside to be known for installing anything less than the best, and I don't want to install something that I can't stamp in good faith a warranty on. I can't put a warranty on concrete, and we're going to get into that soon. So I understand costs are a concern, right? The money that you're spending, it is a big deal, especially after you just got done spending and blowing your budget on a brand new house. Totally understand that the outside is one of the last things that you want to think about. By the time you're through with this video, I trust that you'll be convinced that pavers are by far the best financial decision as well, not just functional and aesthetic. It's the best bang for your buck. So the first thing, cost. Everybody knows that pavers are more expensive than concrete, but by how much? Roughly on average, now this is not across the board, but on average I would say it's about 1.5 times the cost of concrete. The initial cost for concrete will always be lower than the initial cost of pavers. However, pavers are most certainly going to be your lower cost item in the long term, and here's why. Point by point, return on investment. In Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area, research shows, and do your own research here, don't just take my word for it, just definitely do your own research, right? But you'll find that an outdoor living space done with pavers instead of concrete, it's going to garner you an 80% return on your dollar. Now that's so long as the entire cost of your outdoor living project doesn't exceed 30% of the value of the most expensive home in your neighborhood, right? So as long as you're in that parameter, you will return yourself 80% on every dollar that you spend in your outdoor living project done with pavers. So that's a huge thing right there. How many things in life, how many luxuries in life pay you instead of you paying them, right? Brand new car, you drive it off the lot, as soon as it hits the city road, it lost value, right? The truck that I bought 4 years ago, brand new, currently it's running about, I think, half the value. Not so with pavers. It's a luxury and it's an investment, and a very, very good one. So just to get the numbers straight, so if you're spending 50 grand in your outdoor living space, expect to add about $90,000 to the value of your home. That's pretty significant. Concrete, on the other hand, because of its frail nature, you're going to run about flat on your investment. You'll just get your money back in terms of your home value, maybe a little bit more. Nothing close to that 80% return though, not at all. The material quality, now we're still talking about cost. So concrete is guaranteed to crack and crumble, no question about it. The only way to solve that problem is to tear it out and re-pour it again. Even stamped concrete. So I tell this to people and they say, well, what about stamped concrete? That's gotta be different. Nope, exact same thing. It's just they stamped it and it's now stamped concrete and it's colored, but it's the exact same product. So in reality, whatever the number is that you think and you're budgeting in for a concrete patio, make sure you budget long-term 2 or 3 times that number, because in reality, that's what you're gonna be paying for concrete. Pavers, on the other hand, are a lifetime product. The company that we utilize is called Interlocking. They stamp a lifetime guarantee on their product. That's how confident they are in this product. It's not gonna crack It's not going to crumble. Most of their products are not going to fade in color. The nature of paver manufacturing makes them 3 to 4 times stronger than poured concrete. It's a much better product. The aesthetics. We talked about how the pavers add value to your finances. Now let's talk about how it adds value to your eyes, right? Concrete, even stamped concrete, with the forms that they use and the colors that they use, there's only a small handful of variety of different ways that they can incorporate that into a landscape design. Pavers, on the other hand, you have hundreds, you have endless possibilities with design between the accents that we use, the paver type, using different types of pavers in different areas. It opens a door for outdoor kitchens to use fire features, water features. Also, you can always add on with pavers. Concrete, not so much. You can't cut in a section of concrete. I mean, you can, but it's going to look terrible, and add something new. Pavers, on the other hand, it's almost like big boys Legos, if you will. You can always come back and add on, and it won't look like, at the end of it, it won't look like you had done this section this year and came back 2 or 3 years later and done this section. With the pavers that we're using nowadays, you're not going to see that type of discoloration or change. It's truly undeniable that pavers are a much more of an appealing option. I want to talk about installation methods. In our area, we obviously, Chicagoland, we have cold, hot. That's freeze, thaw, freeze, thaw. So that creates something known in our soil as frost heave. So if you've ever gone down roads and your car sank in a hole, that was a pothole, right? That was because of freeze thaw. And that had nothing to do with the asphalt, but it had everything to do with what's underneath the asphalt, the soil there. So that soil, it heaved and then it dipped. And that's what happens when you don't compact soil very well. And even in some compaction methods, that can still happen. You need to have a system of patio that allows for some bit of flex. Pavers offer that, concrete does not. Because of pavers' nature, they're segmental. So if you have any kind of heave, it's not going to destroy the paver. Concrete slabs, however, they're just this giant piece of concrete. The soil comes out from underneath it in one part. It's not supported enough. The concrete's not supported enough to hold itself. So you're going to see that fracture and it's going to drop, right? Another thing too here is what concrete installers are not doing that we are as paver contractors. They are digging a much more shallow foundation in their excavation. We're a lot deeper. That has something to do with structural integrity. Most concrete contractors are not compacting their soil. What we do in our methods, we excavate out a pretty deep hole for your foundation. We bring in a compactor. It's a mechanical, it's a machine. We have to bring it in with a machine because it's so large. It's just shy of the size of a steamroller, and it compacts your soil so that when we're all said and done, you can walk across your dirt, and it's as hard as a rock. It's almost concrete, if you will. So the soil's not going to budge. We then separate our base stone from our base soil with a fabric. Because if you ever thrown a rock in dirt and then stepped on it, you know what happens? It goes into the dirt, it convolutes. So we don't want that to happen. Concrete contractors not doing that. They don't have that separation there. And there's limited compaction of their base stone. So there's a lot of installation methods that devalue a concrete patio over a paver patio. So we do everything in our power to limit the chance of any kind of paver sinkage. But worst case scenario, if that ever does happen, if you have that sinkage in your soil underneath, the worst that will happen with us is we just come back, we pull up one small section of pavers, we rebase it, and then reset it. Done. Brand new patio again. And it's good for years. Concrete, on the other hand, giant crack. And the only way to fix that is to, again, rip it out, re-pour it. Not worth it. So because of this, concrete contractors have zero ability to offer any kind of workmanship warranty. Why? Because the only thing that's guaranteed is the concrete's failure. So we have a 5-year workmanship warranty on every patio that we install. not something that I want to use, and it's not something that we often use because our compaction methods and our installation methods are so secure and firm. Here's something to talk about, but won't I get weeds? This is something that I hear a lot. One common objection to pavers is that the weeds are going to come up through the base and come up through the pavers, the paver joints, because they've seen that on some other patio somewhere. And the reality is, because of all the base work that we're doing, we're compacting the heck out of that soil. We have a fabric in there. We've got thousands of pounds of stone. There is no vegetation that's coming up through the very bottom of the base, up through your paver. The only place where you would see a weed growing is in the joint of the paver where there's no sand. So when we're done with a paver patio, we sweep in something called polymeric sand. Think of it as the grout to your tile, if you will. That is the only maintenance item on a patio. 5 to 7 years, that sort of time frame, you may start to see the sand erode out of the paver joints. That's a service that we take care of, by the way. You can hire us to come back out. We pressure wash the whole patio, and boom, done. Brand new patio again. We sweep in new sand, and you have new polymeric sand, and it's going to last you another 5 to 7 years. So if that's not taken care of, then of course that sand's going to erode out. Now you've got a cavity in between your pavers to where sediments are blowing around. Sediments are going to find their way in that joint and create a positive environment for weeds. That would be the only time where you have weed growth. So no weeds if taken care of properly. So summary here, to kind of land this plane, pavers are a lifetime product. Concrete is not. Pavers earn you back a return on your investment. Concrete does not. Pavers actually cost less than concrete in the long term. Paver products are much stronger than concrete, actually by 3 to 4 times. Paver installation has a much stronger infrastructure than concrete, and pavers are just so much better to look at. They're just so much more beautiful when done right in a proper design. So now that you're fully convinced that pavers are the right choice for your outdoor living project, let me take 30 seconds to convince you that Creekside Outdoor Living is your company to work with and partner with you in the installation. So, design. I'm fully convinced that we have the best design team in this entire region. Years of education and decades of experience. The images that we're producing are literally verbatim what you're going to see outside. We walk you through the entire process. It doesn't take nearly as long as it does with our competitors. And so we get you to the point where you figure out this right here is exactly what we want. Now we figure out how to get it accomplished. Do we stage it out in 4 years? Do we finance it? And we walk you through all of those possibilities. Experience. Our install crews are perfectionists. No detail is overlooked. I would strongly encourage you to look through our Facebook, our website, our Houzz, H-O-U-Z-Z, our Houzz account, and look at the craftsmanship that's involved in our installations. Certifications. We are a Unilock authorized contractor. Unilock is the company that the brand of pavers that we use. So what that means is that Unilock, the paver manufacturer, looks at Creekside Outdoor Living and says, you do great work, you've got great references, and we're going to put our stamp of approval on your work. So they actually back up our warranty. The statement from their website is, quote, we believe so strongly in the quality of the workmanship and integrity of authorized contractors that should they be unable to or refuse to fulfill their warranty obligations, Unilock will step in and back their warranty. Enough said, right? So we are also certified by ICPI, that's the Interlocking Concrete Pavement Institute. Think of them as the Harvard degree for your lawyer, right? So there's a curriculum, there's a set of standards you must abide by, there's an exam that you must pass. So that's all taken care of as well. So thanks for watching. We look forward to speaking with you further and taking the next steps towards you enjoying a vacation every time that you come home and step into your backyard. Take care.